If you were born on the 7th, the 16th, the 25th, or if you have a Lifepath 7, you are here to question your reality and ultimately find the meaning of life. As a 7, you guys were blessed with a high level of intelligence. You're socially aware, you're self-aware, you have a very powerful intuition. You guys are not antisocial, but you do prefer to be alone. And this is because you guys have a very active mind. You guys have the ability to contemplate, investigate, devote yourself to, study, and focus on something for a very long time, all the way to the point of mastery. You guys are very devoted. So whatever you invest your energy into, you're going to stay focused on that, and you're going to stay fixated on that thing until you complete it, or until you solve it or master it. And so 7s are really good at finishing everything that they start, because once they're in, they're all the way in. They will focus all the gathered rays of their mind on that particular subject. The 7 is one of the most misunderstood numbers in numerology. And this is because the 7 that everyone knows and loves is not who they really are. These people seem to be emotionally detached and unaffected by everything around them, but in reality, these people feel everything at a very deep level. These people are extremely emotional. 7s are like cancers. When you heard a cancer's feelings, you're not going to know it. A cancer is not the water sign that's open about how they feel. If you hurt their feelings, they're never going to tell you. You're never going to know, because they have a very powerful outer shell, but they still feel things very deeply. So this is a number that tends to suffer in silence. The number 7 is the most depressing, miserable, cynical, negative number in all of numerology, but nobody will ever know it. You will never know. And this is because the 7's emotions tend to operate at a higher level. They crave and long for a deep, profound, higher connection with some higher source, or some force that is beyond themselves. And for this reason, they never feel that interconnectedness with the rest of humanity. No one ever seems to resonate with them. People could love them. They could be in a very serious, loving relationship. They could grow up in a very loving family. They could have a lot of friends that are real and want the best for them and love them. They could be loved by the community, because 7s do tend to be well-liked by society. But they'll never be fulfilled by that. It does not matter. They're never going to feel that fulfillment or that love. This number goes through the most heartbreaks because their partners never love them as much as they do. 7s love hard. Once they're in something, they're all the way in it. But most of the time, most of the things that they invest their energy into, they never get a return. It never gives them that fulfillment that they're looking for. Their partner could do everything right. Their partner could really love them. But a 7 needs a higher level of love. The only love that can fulfill a 7 is self-love. And most 7s never realize this. They spend their entire lives searching for fulfillment and meaning in the world outside of them. And they die miserable and alone. Even if they're in a relationship or have a family or have kids or have plenty of friends or a community that loves them, they're going to feel alone. What the 7 has to realize is that life has no meaning. It doesn't matter what you learn. It doesn't matter who you meet. Knowledge without love is meaningless. And the only love that can sustain a 7 is self-love. So 7s are not here to study the world. They're here to study themselves. They're here to gain self-realization. The number 7 represents the 7 chakras. All 7 of your chakras need to be aligned as a 7 in order for you to have fulfillment. And you do this through awakening your heart chakra. Once you do this, then you're going to feel that love. And you're going to create a philosophy that sustains you and sustains all those who need what you came to this world to give. But that spiritual journey that all 7s must go through starts within. Your religion won't be able to fulfill you. Knowledge won't be able to fulfill you. But I'm not saying don't learn anything. Eventually, once you keep studying and you don't give up, eventually all that knowledge is going to turn you inward. And you're going to find what you're looking for. The 7 is the seeker, the investigator. But a lot of 7s give up. and they completely deny their intuition, and they just reject their faith. A 7 needs to have faith this lifetime. They need to be devoted. They need to be spiritually guided. And they are. A lot of them don't listen because their intuition just sends them, they feel like their intuition sends them on a wild goose chase and never allows them to find what they're looking for. But if they stay aligned with it and stay in tune, eventually they will find what they're looking for. I said this in my previous video about 7s. Out of all the numbers, I highly recommend the 7s out there to read my book, Awakening the Divine Mind. I have a very similar energy to the 7. I'm a 47, but it wasn't as difficult for me to align myself with that higher energy because I'm very in tune with myself. I didn't really have that many distractions in life. And so it was really easy for me to have that alone time, to find that religious or that spiritual connection within. But I recommend the 7s to read my book, Awakening the Divine Mind. That book will allow you and show you how to open up your heart chakra. The last thing I'll say about the number 7 is this. You guys are completely detached from the material plane. The 7 is the most spiritual number in numerology. And so you guys are the least motivated numbers. You have to spend your life searching for your purpose. You need to find meaning in whatever it is that you do, or else you won't be able to do it. Once you find something that's in alignment with who you are internally, you will be all in it. But as a 7, you need to be patient. Just keep searching and keep seeking. If you didn't find what you want to be in life yet, that's fine. Most 7s go through that. A lot of y'all are late bloomers. Listen to your intuition. Search the world, investigate the world. Learn everything that you possibly can. And eventually you're going to find that knowledge that's going to turn you inward. But as a 7, you need a reason to live. And like I said, life has no meaning. And knowledge and truth also doesn't have any meaning if there's no love attached to it. So 7s are here to learn how to love themselves. And you love yourself by opening your heart chakra. And your heart chakra is going to balance all the 7 centers in your body. A lot of you guys get a little bit too headstrong and you tend to just rely upon your logic. And a lot of you guys reject your intuition and your emotional aspect. But it's going to be your intuition and your emotions that ends up saving you and finding what you're looking for. 7s make excellent researchers, mystics, psychologists, philosophers, data analysis, spiritual teachers, scientists, monks, detectives, coders, or authors. And if you would like a full in-depth analysis on your entire numerology chart, just click the link in my profile bio and read my book, Supreme Mathematics, A Complete Guide on Chaldean Numerology.